missed the whole design. You missed it.
Most High will gather you in.
The righteous are gathered in when no one tasted the mind.
Wow.
They will go to their resting place. You want to see that? Go to Isaiah, Yeshayahu 57 verses 1 and 2. Could you read that about the righteous? About the reward of the righteous? Since you want to downplay Torah and not get the fullness of what the Most High is telling his people. That we got to go to New Testament to feel a little spiritual. When the Torah is beyond New Testament understanding. As far as spirituality, no other religion can touch Torah on spirituality. Because Torah has been literal. People run to the New Testament to get a little taste of what they think something spiritual. Oh, this deep. This is profound. Resurrection. Dying and coming back. And the heaven's going to come down and I'll be flying up in the rapture. Flying around. I didn't learn that in the Torah. You didn't know what Torah was. You have no clue what Torah is. Torah not only tells you where you go, but Torah even breaks down how the body and soul gets its cleansing. That your New Testament is baffled over. Don't even have a clue about it. Your book of Revelations has nothing on Torah knowledge. Boast on that. Because Torah been literal. So we run out there. And I understand that. Because if you are literal with this way of life, you're not going to keep a spiritual minded person in this way of life. Because they'll sit and listen to a literal teaching for years upon years upon years, and they will leave that place because they're not being fed. Because the teaching that Torah is so simple. It's simple when you understand it, but it takes work to get it.
Right.
But the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding is not simple. It's profound. But it's simple because you understand it now. Remember, when something is hidden, it means you lack the knowledge of. Once you learn the knowledge of something, it's no longer hidden. That's all. Dang. It's been here. It's been here. Yehovah is awesome with his people. Josiah, Isaiah 57 verses 1 and 2. Hallelujah. It says, the righteous one perishes and no one tasteth the mind. Men of kindness are gathered in with no one understanding. And because of impending evil, the righteous one was gathered in.
Look at that.
It says, he will come in peace. They will rest on their resting places. He who walks in his integrity. It don't say nothing about the grave. It's not going to say anything about the grave. Because the word in gathering is deeper than grave. Grave is just a part of the righteous and the wicked go to the grave. Don't they?
That's right.
But I thought the Most High separated between the righteous and the wicked. So if they both end up in the grave, in the graveyard together, where's the distinction between the two? They both died. What else is missing? There's something missing.
Okay.
There's something else missing there if the righteous and the wicked don't get the same. We know that from Abraham. I don't have to go to the New Testament. I stick right in Genesis. Most High surely he won't destroy the righteous along with the wicked. When he was about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, that lesson should be learned right there. That the righteous and the wicked do not get the same reward. So therefore, if death is on the righteous and the wicked, the righteous man goes into the grave and is buried, so the wicked man. Where's the distinction between the two? Give me the answer. Because there is a difference.
Okay.
And this chapter even expounds a little bit on it. Because it says the righteous, he will come in peace. They will rest on their resting places. He who walks in integrity. But if you go in the same chapter, read about the wicked. Because they don't get the same. Could you read verse 20 and 22? Same chapter.
Same chapter.
Isaiah 57.
Okay.
Verses 20 and 21 is going to tell the opposite now of what the wicked get. They don't get the same. But they both go in the grave. They both die. That's something that no one can stop that. But after, they go to two different places. They don't go in the same place. Life continues. Water goes to ice. Liquid is solid. Solid is liquid. Heat up liquid, it turns to gas. When it cools down, it goes back to what it was, liquid. Understand? Most High show us through, what do you call that, condensation?
Right, condensation
rather.
Okay. That's right.
Same thing, you see it all the time. You see Torah in your eyes all day. When it rains and it gets hot, Most High sharing His truth right in your eyes. That's why Shlomo said, my child, do not let it stray from your eyes. The Torah in its wise design is everywhere. If you understand what it is, you can always get it. It's always accessible. With or without the book, it's always accessible. With or without the book. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I can read verse 20 and 21 for the wicked. The wicked don't govern peace.
Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 57 verses 20 to 21. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
But the wicked will be like the driven sea that cannot rest, and whose waters disgorge mire and mud.
That's that vomiting again.
There is no peace, said the Most High, for the wicked.
There is no peace. Here or later, there is no peace. The Most High showed us that how He allowed us to cross over the Sea of Suf, but He washed the Egyptians to the shore. That's another teaching about the righteous and the wicked and gathered in. The understanding of gathered in is also when we cross the Sea of Suf, what people know as the Sea of Reeds, which is called the Sea of Suf, which is also a teaching about gathered in. I don't have to go to Isaiah to understand that. I stick in Genesis to Deuteronomy and get the same understanding. Because Torah is between Genesis and Deuteronomy. You understand? It's within those stories. I said it before. There's nothing in none of the writings, Psalms, Proverbs, any of the prophets that I cannot pull out of Genesis and Deuteronomy. The same principle, same teaching, same lesson, same law. When I go in New Testament, though, it's an add. Stuff is added. It's not the same. It's been perverted. Now let's go back to 2 Kings chapter 22. We have seen and read about how a holy man, it could have been a woman as well, has turned. Once they heard the truth, they acted on it right away. They didn't waste time. He didn't waste no time on inquiring about the Most High by himself, because he read that scroll. And after reading that scroll, you will hear, if you read Genesis and Deuteronomy, you will hear, worship Yahweh alone. You shall have known no other but him by himself. He inquired of Yahweh and understood that this wrath that is coming is because we still are into idolatrous practices. And he rents his clothes as a sign that I am not a part of such rebelliousness in this nation. And because he acted upon it and softened his heart right away, the Most High has guaranteed his soul to go back to the beginning. Just that simple. Because his mind was wholehearted with the Most High alone. Cause him to become an individual who will be gathered in to the presence of the Most High, which is the greatest honor that a servant can receive. Period. There's nothing higher than that. There's nothing higher than that. The highest reward is going to the garden. It's way beyond hitting land. Oh, I'm happy because I'm in Israel. I'm dancing around the people in Israel. That is nothing to the highest reward of a servant. And that's his soul returning back to the beginning. You understand? So we just read a wholehearted servant. 8. We just read a wholehearted servant. Name equals 8. Most High called him when he was 8 years old. When he turned 18, which is the tet, he walked in righteousness and showed what it is to be righteous, which made him a holy individual because he went to the Most High alone. What about us? What we going to do? Huh?
Mm.
Keep going. Verse 23. Let's read about what made the Most High bless him with such a great reward, because he knew his heart. He knew exactly after he was going to give Josiah that message, Josiah already had in mind what was necessary and needed to be done in the nation of Israel. Cleanse it of all falsehood. Let's see him get to work. He wastes no time. He wastes no time. If you was Yeshuite at this time, you'd have been chastised severely. You'd have been crying out, "Oh no, I serve the Most High alone." You've been really talking in some tongues then. You've been talking in some real tongue. Reality. Huh? Oh no, Most High only. Yeah, because the sword would have been to your throat. There was no playing around at these years, these times. You would have been nobody been getting away with the stuff they're doing. You understand? And you're not getting away with it because the Most High sword is on the way. You heard it. The Zion is on its way. Because the matter is getting out of hand. The matter is out of hand. And the Most High, when it reaches certain levels of falsehood in his nation, he sends a message that he means business. And the Zion is a spiritual sword, so it's not seen by the eye of man, because it's not a man's hand that does it. Tamshiach, verse 23.
So we're in
Josiah, Second Melachim, 2 Kings, chapter 23.
Okay.
We're going to get a taste of what did Josiah do which caused the Most High to gather his soul back to the garden. What kind of ruach did he have? What kind of spirit? The same spirit that Elijah had on Mount Carmel. The same kind of ruach. Turning the fathers to the sons, and the sons to the fathers. The leaders in the nation of Israel are males, and we have to get up and get in gear and begin to place truth in our household, truth on the street, truth in Knesset, truth to the four corners of this world. It's coming from the males. The Most High always raised up the men. He would do it. He did it with Moshe, little child. One male child out of the many to bring forth righteousness. You can't do it, Moshe, by yourself? I send your brother Aaron with you. Another male child. Go do my works because I made your heads. And I didn't change. I didn't change at all. I don't care what time of day or time it is. I said all my sons are heads. That's what it is. Get the Torah in your household. Put the law into effect. Tamshiach, verse 23.
Okay. So
chapter 23.
Okay. Second Melachim, chapter 23, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
The king sent out and gathered to himself all the elders of Yehuda and Jerusalem.
Right. Talk to the elders first. Get them in order. Because even the elders are out of order. Serving the Most High in falsehood. They even lost their way. They lost sight. So the king gathered the elders of Yehuda and Jerusalem to place their heads, get them in gear, get them in line, get them in order. Tamshiach.
Okay. Verse 2. The king went up to the temple of Yehovah, and all the men of Yehuda and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem were with him, as well as the Kohanim and the prophets and all the people, from small to great. And he read in their ears all the words of the book of the covenant that had been found in the temple of Yehovah.
Okay, so it couldn't have been the new covenant.
Aha.
Huh? They didn't find a book of the new covenant. They found the book of the same covenant, because the covenant is unbreakable. Could you put the word covenant in the Rumaki, which is the tet, which is Barit? When you understand a covenant and you understand the rule of covenant, you know that a covenant is an unbreakable seal by Yehovah that will never be changed. So if you understand Hebraic understanding, you will never accept a new. As soon as somebody say new covenant. You automatically know by Torah. Torah just vomit out whatever you're going to speak to me from that point on. My ears are shut off because it's not of the Most High. Clip you in 2 seconds.
Sir.
Your words fall to the ground when you come with new covenant. My ears automatically shut off. The het goes right over the mind. Falsehood will not penetrate the left. Covenant is berit. Let's get to the seat of covenant to make sure it's like a signet ring on a king. Unbreakable. Once the words have been said, it's sealed. It cannot be broken. That's why the Shabbat equals 9. It's the eternal sign forever. It's an unbreakable. Anything that deals with the text are unbreakable covenants. Unbreakable means they will go on. That's why life goes on. It don't stop.
Life goes on.
You understand? Let's get to the seed of Berit, which is covenant. To understand Hebraic thinking and thought of what a covenant is. Berit is the bait, the resh, the yod, and the tav. You're gonna see the tav there. The tav deals with a seal or a mark. That seal is sealed. You understand? It's unbreakable. The Most High made a covenant. It is unbreakable. Paul can't change it. Jesus can't change it. Yeshua can't change it. Man cannot change a covenant of the text of the Most High when you understand Torah. Berit is the bait, the resh, the yod, and the tav. Let's get to the seed. What's the weight of the bait?
The bait is 2.
What's the weight of the resh?
200, which is 2.
What's the weight of the yod?
10, which is 1.
What's the weight of the tav?
400, which is 4.
What's 2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 4.
What's 4 plus 1?
4 plus 1 is 5.
What is 5 plus 4?
5 plus 4 is 9.
The tent. Covenants are unbreakable. Covenants are unbreakable. You understand? The Most High swore His Torah to Israel, to the world. It's unbreakable. It will never change based on how people feel, what people do, what time that you live in. Torah is still ongoing. The covenant the Most High made at Mount Horeb for all Israel. That's why it ends out with Malachi with the same thing. Remember the Torah of my servant Moshe that I told him on Mount Horeb. That same covenant is still in existence. There is no new covenant. All you will see is a renewal of the same covenant, meaning the hearts of the people will have a renewed feeling about the same law. They're going through a renewal now. Because they didn't hear those words. They found the scroll. They didn't know what the words were beforehand. So they're going to, what King Josiah is doing is renewing the covenant within the nation of Israel. When you understand the race, it deals with renewing, which is in the word berit, which is covenant. A covenant can be renewed. Renewed means same rule, same law, same stipulations, just that you remembered. That's your heart to remember it again, to rededicate yourself to it. That's what it is. Nothing new about it at all. So King Josiah got all the people together as a righteous one to hear the words in their ear. Watch what the king does. He's going to renew the same covenant by saying he's going to seal. Going back to the same law, same covenant, following Torah, following Yahweh by himself. That's renewing. After he goes what he's doing now, he's going to begin to cleanse Israel of all falsehood and idolatrous forms and practices. Get religion out of my holy people. That was his mindset. Get religion out of my holy nation. Those that want to follow religion, I will begin to cut them off. I will begin to cut them out from my people. Because the Most High is making separations all the time. It's not going to be the waiting to the end for that. He's doing it already. He's already making separations all the time. Tamshiaki, verse 3.
2 Kings, 2 Elohim, chapter 23, verse 3. The king then stood at his place and sealed a covenant before Yahweh.
Okay.
To follow Yahweh and to observe his commandments and his testimonies and his decrees with all his heart and all his soul. To uphold the words of this covenant written in this book. And the entire people accepted the covenant.
Look at that. That's what we're supposed to be today. That's how it's supposed to be today. That's a righteous people. That's people that say, you know what? Yahweh, you are my portion. That's what the whole nation of Israel will be saying now. Everybody on Power Talk should be saying the same thing.
Sure.
All rooms be saying the same words. The king then stood at his place, sealed a covenant before Yahweh to follow Yahweh by himself and to observe his commandments, his testimonies, no one else's, his decrees, with what? With all his mind, all his soul, to uphold the words of this covenant, written what book? They didn't have New Testament. Same book. The entire people accepted the covenant. All they did was renew it. Renewing means to become wholehearted again with it.
Right.
I will put the law in your mind. There's nothing new about it. Huh?
True.
When it says new, it means I will renew the covenant and I will place it in your innermost parts because you will understand the value of it. There's nothing new about it. All that stuff comes from already hearing New Testament scriptures, already hearing New Testament words, and then you want to try to squeeze and push in and slide in your Greek thinking into Hebraic thought. Those two thoughts are so far-fetched from each other, it don't make sense. Hebraic thought to Greek thought is like night and day. Want to try to change words, Matthew, and want to give him a Hebrew name. We some funny people. Huh? We don't want to go out for Halloween and trick or treat, but we want to dress up JJ and put another name to him. But it's the same person. Same book, same lifestyle, same laws, same chapters, same entity. Fake and false. But you don't want to send your kids and put a costume on them, but you do it in your worship. How hypocritical is that? I don't take my children out on Halloween because they're dealing with paganism, but you're still a pagan. You're still covering up truth, which is no different than Halloween. It's the same thing. Same thing. Tamshiaki. What else does the king do? Verse 4. He's going to start cleansing now. He don't waste time. Josiah, love him. Love Josiah. Love all great men that stand up for truth of Torah. Because there's a certain spirit they have. And you can relate with it. You relate with the spirit of wholeheartedness when it comes to serving the Most High and His Torah. It's an unbreakable spirit that no person can ever break from you. It will always stay with you, no matter what state you're in. That part of you will never change. Tamshiaki, verse 4.
2 Kings, 2 Elohim, chapter 23, verse 4. The king then instructed Hilkiah the Kohen Gadol,
right,
the Kohanim of the second rank, and the the gatekeepers to remove from the temple of Yahweh all the articles that have been made for the Baal,
Wow.
for the Asherah, and for all the hosts of the heavens.
Look at that. Angels, the hosts of heaven. For all the hosts of heaven. The moon gods, sun gods, angels, saints, Saint so-and-so, Catholic Church, all of them getting spanked.
Wow.
Saint so-and-so. There's Saint such and such. Saint. Call on the dead. And think that's holy. What the Most High talk about? What does he mention about calling on dead? The dead spirits. We take it back to Genesis to Deuteronomy. Not gonna go nowhere. Stay right in the 5 books. Say, hey, you want to understand universal life? It's in these 5 books. What does the Most High say to his holy nation about calling on the dead? Dead means they're no longer here. Do you see your Savior? No, he's dead. Let's hear how the Most High feels about conjuring up the dead. Oh, this is his blood. This is his body. Dead.
That's a conjuring up.
Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 18. Can you read verse 9 to 12? Actually, 14. Go right to 14.
Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 9 to 14. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
When you come to the land that Jehovah your Most High gives you, you shall not learn to act according to the abominations of those nations.
You should not listen to this. You shall not learn to act according to the abomination of those nations. You should not learn to act like what? Like your captors. Huh? What did your captors teach you? Christianity.
Okay.
What did your captors teach you? Islam. Gods of wood and stone. Your captors have taught you. Huh?
Wow.
Other nations have taught you. You didn't get that from Torah. You didn't get that from Genesis and Deuteronomy. You got that outside of Genesis and Deuteronomy. Your captors. Religion. What does it say? When you come to the land that Jehovah gives you, you shall not learn to act according to the abominations of those nations. We have done that to get us what? Kicked out of the land. Because we started acting like the other nations. What are we still doing today? The same thing when it comes to our worship. The same thing that comes to our worship. The same thing. Tell me, Shiaki, how does the Most High feel about when you teach your son and daughter falsehood? Huh? From the fathers. From the males in this nation that teach their children about JC, Jesus, Yeshua, and Yehovah, and have them calling out these names, and have his children, his sons, his daughters, in false practice of witchcraft. How does the Most High feel about that? Verse 10.
Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you one who causes his son or daughter to pass through the fire.
Pass through the fire, pass through the water. We're going to talk about all that. Baptism.
Through the elements.
We're going to get to all that. Passing your children through the fire under a deity. Introducing the service of the Most High into falsehood. And you call that holy. You are common. That is common. That is what nations do around about us. What else?
One who practices divination.
One who practices divination.
An astrologer.
Astrologers.
One who reads omens.
Omen readers.
A sorcerer.
Sorcerers.
Or an animal charmer.
Animal charmer.
One who inquires of the Ov or the Yiduni. Or one who consults the dead.
Or one who consults the dead. Notice the Most High will never put numerology there. Most High will not put numerology there. You know why? And why the Most High will not put numerology there? Numerology is not a word in Hebrew. You know why? Because numerology means when you look at, understand what the basics of numerology is, it's the study of numbers. Right?
Right.
A numerologist is an individual that studies numbers to glorify their self, or to glorify their business, or to glorify some material gains. But the study of numbers in its essence is a part of Torah observation. So the Most High would never put numerology. He would never put, and I'm against those who study numbers, because the study of number is a part of Torah observation. The difference between a Torah observer and a numerologist is one observes numbers to glorify the Most High and His Word, and the numerologist in the world glorifies himself and the material wealth and gains. That's the difference. Learning how to separate between what is holy and what is common. A numerologist in the world does nothing for the glorification of the Most High. Period. That's the difference. So you'll never see the word numerology. People try to use that, try to put it, oh, numerology. The study of number is a part of Torah design. The difference when you use the word numerology, when you start to say that word, and the understanding that we understand it in our day and time, is a person that uses numbers to glorify their ego, to glorify material wealth and gain in this world. A person who studies Torah and designs of Torah, you are going to study numbers because it's a part of Torah observation. Because when you do it, you're going to glorify the will, you're going to glorify the word, and it's used to reprove the word, because the Most High is not speaking to us directly in our day. So He designed Torah that way. And it can be reproved day and night to anyone who challenges it. Bring your case. All this stuff is getting shut down. People talking with no knowledge or wisdom of the Most High's word. Lip service. But nothing of truth. We're going to bring the truth. That's why you never see it. You will never see the word numerology in Hebrew. Because the study of number is a part of observing Torah. You understand? That's something we need to understand clearly. Don't get the two mixed up. Don't get the two mixed up. That's where understanding comes in at. And all you're getting, get understanding. But I went here because it says consults the dead. It just, Mashiach, is he alive? Is he here? Huh? Is the Mashiach here? Where is he?
He's not here.
Tell him to come to your house. He's dead. So you're conjuring up the dead. You're consulting the dead. You're calling a name that's not here. You are in violation of Torah just by even mentioning the Most High and someone who has died. It's violating Torah. You see it, it's written, clear as day. Huh? How does the Most High feel about these individuals that do such things? Could you read verse 12, Aki? How does the Most High feel about conjurers of the dead? Conjurers of the dead is, oh, my mother passed away, so I want to give her flowers at the grave, and I want to light up incense and pray in her name. Call on the dead. Huh? Worship. Yeshua's not around. Jesus is not here. As the story goes, he's disappeared. He's gone. He's of the dead. Dead means he's not present. Huh? That's a violation of Torah. So if you call on Yeshua and Jesus, you are breaking Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 9 to 11. That's just like, for you, you should feel just like Josiah. You just found this scroll now.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you just see today. You understand? Huh? That's right, Aki. Hallelujah.
Oh, man. Hallelujah.
Verse 12 now. How does the Most High feel about individuals who do such things? How does he feel about it?
Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 12. For anyone who does these is an abomination of Jehovah.
And for anyone
who does these.
Anyone who does these is an abomination of Jehovah. Why?
And because of these abominations, Jehovah, your Most High, banishes the nations from before you, or banish the nation before you.
Listen, the Most High banishes us for such activities. We are in captivity now based on such behavior. For anyone who does these is an abomination of Jehovah. And because of these abominations, Jehovah, your Most High, banished the nations from before you. He threw them out of the land for the same thing. We act the same way, he tossed us out. He don't show no favoritism. He's a just Most High. What shall we be? Verse 13. Let's hear. Let's all the Yeshuites and Jesusites come up with a new word. Muslimites. Listen to verse 13. What does it say?
Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 19. Oops, look up. Did it page turn on me? Oh, here we go. Okay. 18, verse 13. You shall be wholehearted with Jehovah your Most High.
Did you hear that? You shall be not semi-hearted. You shall be wholehearted. That means your mind has no room for no other being.
Okay, that's right.
You shall be wholehearted with Jehovah your Most High. There is no room for no one else in that statement. If you do, you have just added or taken away. We read that in Deuteronomy 13:1. Are we listening? This is the word of the Most High now, hitting your mind. Don't get mad with me. This is what's written. Understand? Listen to what's written. This is a command. You shall be, not I may be. You shall be wholehearted with Jehovah your Most High. Period. Verse 14. Aki.
Book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 14. For these nations that you are possessing, they hearken to astrologers and diviners, but as for you, not so has Jehovah your Most High given for you.
Right. We don't have that. You understand? We don't go around soothsaying, conjuring up the dead, sorcery, putting idols on our bodies and symbols and cutting ourselves in the name of deities or praying to the Most High through another entity. In the name of a deity's name, then the Most High, which you learn from Christianity, which is not Torah. Now, let's go back to 2 Kings chapter 23, and let's see Josiah get busy with cleansing the nation of Israel from all false religious practices, which is what this teaching is about. Watch what he does.
Okay, we're at 2 Kings chapter 23. We're down in verse 4. Oh, okay, the second portion of 4. It says, he had them burned outside Jerusalem in the plains of the Kidron, and their ashes carried away to Bethel.
Kidron, that's the same place. Kidron.
Kidron Valley, yeah.
And their ashes carried away to Bethel.
Wow, look
He
at that.
burned all the Baalim and Asherah idols that were in the temple. That's how wholehearted we was in the sorcery and witchcraft. That's how wholehearted we still are in worshiping the Most High and something else. That we will actually come before Him
In the temple.
on the Shabbat, on a day that He said is sacred to Him, and invoke Him and someone else.
Whoa.
How dishonorable is that?
Isn't that something?
Huh? The day that He said is holy to Him and sacred to Him. That He has us come to this meeting, and we invoke other people in this meeting. Huh? That's wicked. It's wicked in the eyes of the Most High. Josiah knows this, so he's taking out all falsehood. Tamshiach, verse 5. What else does he do? He starts taking out leaders too. Because the men in Israel start teaching, they get a little bit of wisdom. Woo! When they start teaching, we don't understand the Torah. So he starts doing what now? He starts cutting off leaders that's been teaching Israel all these falsehoods. Tamshiach.
Second Kings chapter 23 verse 5. He also dismissed the priests whom the kings of Yehuda had appointed to burn offerings at the high places in the cities of Yehuda and in the surrounding areas of Jerusalem, as well as those who burn offerings to the Baal, to the sun and to the moon and to the constellations and to all the heavenly hosts.
Listen to who put them in order. He also dismissed the priests whom the kings of Yehuda have appointed. These are leaders that go out and look for priests. Oh, I need a Kohanim under me. Huh? We got this going on in Israel. We got this going on in Israel too. He also dismissed the priests whom men set up. That's not from the tribe of Aaron. Huh? Just regular men that felt like they had an inkling of some religious practice. The kings of Yehuda set up their own order, their own priesthood. People that wasn't qualified. That's not even Levites. Men that have a little bit of authority began to place individuals in positions that are not qualified in those positions. Religion again. He also dismissed the priests whom the kings of Yehuda have appointed to burn offerings at the high places and in the cities of Yehuda and the surrounding areas of Jerusalem. We was all over the place. To the Baal, to the sun, to the moon, to the constellations, to all the heavenly hosts. Bowing down to what? The dead. Angels. People that passed on. Our heavenly hosts. He removed such teachers. Tamshiach, what else did he do? He's doing a lot.
Okay.
He's doing a lot. This is wholeheartedness, though. You want to learn about wholeheartedness? You want to see somebody wholeheartedly serve the Most High alone? Look what he's doing. He's getting rid of all kinds of the Most High. He's destroying it. Even kings that were anointed. He dismissed their fake priests, teachers of Torah. He threw them out of their jobs because they're teaching falsehood to the people of Israel. Tamshiach, what else is he doing?
Second Kings chapter 23 verse 6. He removed the Asherah from the temple of Yehovah to the Kidron Valley outside Jerusalem. He burned it in the Kidron Valley and ground it to dust, and then scattered its dust over the graves of the idolatrous common people.
He took the dust and put it on the graves of all those individuals that worshipped it as a mark. Judgment, because they're not getting away with what they did.
Wow, that's something.
You know, you don't. Judgment continues to go on. You don't get away with stuff that you think you got away with. The Most High will repay you. Here or later, you will get repaid. You will get penalized for the things that you do. That's why this teaching is so important for individuals who are worshiping Yeshua and Jesus. You need to get out of that practice, period. Because you will be held accountable with the Most High when you go into judgment, now or later. Because you didn't change when you heard the truth. All this he's doing for the Most High by himself. Tamshiaki, what else did he do? Verse 7.
Second Elohim, 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 7. He demolished the rooms of the idolaters that were in the temple of Yahweh, where the women would weave curtains for the Asherah.
Oh yeah, the women involved too.
Huh?
The biggest church goers are women. They're the ones that keep the Christianity thing going in the household. Most men don't even go to church. It's the sisters that's wholehearted in their emotions when it comes to worship. But when that emotions is in a different direction, it will lead you away from the Most High. It's the women today that got the church where it's at. If you remove all the women from all the churches, there wouldn't be a church. If you remove all the women in this country that goes to church and you keep them home, there would be very few people in the churches of America.
Wow, that's true.
Because of the sincerity of love and the emotions that a woman is built off and fashioned in, it is easy for a woman to become influenced by any kind of feeling when it deals with spirituality. That's why the woman was affected in Genesis first. The Most High teaches that, of the nature of the masculine and feminine principle in their makeup. It's very dangerous. That's why the Most High never put a woman as a leader, because of that reason. Because you are more influenced by your ego, because you are more of an emotional being that he has created. Ego feeds off emotions. So he would never put you as leadership over the holy nation, because you will change law at whim. We see that now. Because we live in a certain time, oh, we're not doing that. We ain't under that. Trying to change the laws. And the Most High ain't changed nothing. On emotions again. We know that. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with saying it. We about truth today. We're about truth every day. And as the Most High is a witness to this truth, because this is his day, the truth will be told in his presence. The Most High shared with us about the fashioning of the male and female, and who is more excited and more eager and easy to be influenced when ego's involved, because of the simple fact that the principle of ego in man feeds off of emotions. So if it feeds off emotions, it's going to feed on the one that is most emotional out of the male and female. And the female is more emotional because they were fashioned that way. That is why the Most High never put a Kohen Gadol's daughter as a priestess, because of that reason. Because of the fashioning of the female. Nothing wrong with that. He knows how he fashioned everybody, and he knows what order he set up. So the order he set up, we should have a problem with. We should accept it and move on. That's just how it is. We know, we learn, and knowing is half the battle. So we see here that the women were enthusiastic about making things and doing things for the church, for the temple, and falsehood. Nothing new. What has already been shall be. Nothing new. Different time, same equations. Tamshiach, verse 8.
Second Elohim, 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 8. He brought all the priests from the cities of Yehuda, and he defiled the high places where these priests used to burn offerings, from Geba to Beersheba. He smashed the high places at the gates, and the one that was at the entrance of the gate of Yehoshua, the governor of the city, which was situated at one's left when entering the city gate. But the priests of the high places were not permitted to ascend the altar of Yahweh in Jerusalem. Rather, they would only eat unleavened bread among their brethren.
Right, he took them out of position. He shut down the order because they strayed from truth. So by straying from true worship of the Most High in His Torah, you don't get the benefits that a priest that's been wholehearted and sticking with the will of the Most High, you don't get the same benefits. You get subtraction in your walk. The same thing we're feeling now as Israelites, being subtracted. Things the Most High is pulling and taking out of our lives because we refuse to worship Him by Himself. Same thing. The priests of the high places, He even allows them to ascend the altar of Yahweh. You can't offer nothing to the Most High. You strayed from the Creator. You wasn't wholehearted with Him. You didn't stick wholeheartedly with the Most High, and you had the people into false practices. You can't go up and offer nothing to the Most High. Your rank has been snatched from you. That's what happens. You lose rank. That's what happened to Saul, Shaul. He lost rank. He lost his position. Rank means position. You lose your position when you serve the Most High, and you lost your position even in the debate. You lost your case from the beginning, from the door. You already lose rank when you have Yahweh and in your mouth. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. You lost rank as far as Torah is concerned. You lost position already. It's like chess. You might as well put your king down. No need for me to sit down and move the pawn. You don't need to move the pawn. You might as well put your king down right now. No need for me to sit down and play. You lost the game already. From jump. From the beginning. Because you're coming with idolatry. With Torah. Torah, you already lost. There's no debate. You lost the debate. You lost the debate before you opened up your mouth. Because you're in the idolatrous practices. You already lost as far as Torah is concerned. You already been checked. Checkmate. Already happened already. Checkmate. Get Australian on you. Mate. You understand? Kamshiaki, verse 10.
Second Malachi.
Yes, it's
Second
good.
Kings.
It feels good to truth. Truth makes you laugh. Truth makes you feel good. But you stay wholehearted with the Most High. Yes.
Okay, hallelujah.
That's never going to change.
Second Malachi, Second Kings, chapter 23, verse 10. He also defiled the Tophet, which was in the valley of Ben Hinnom, so that no man could pass his son or daughter through the fire for the Molech.
Yeah, if it was a pool of water where people had baptism, he would have stomped up the pool, took the water out the pool, and you would have been running down there with jumping in that pool with nothing in it, hitting the bottom. Where's the water at? Ain't no more in the name of the Father, the Son. No, you got a headache. You jumped in that pool and your side would have got on. He would have put the water out and you thought it would have been full. Jumping in, diving, trying to get baptized and hit your head on the bottom of the pool. You understand?
Oh, goodness.
Yeshua was shutting down all religious, fake falsehood. You're not going to pass the daughters of the Most High no more, the sons of the Most High no more for your deity. You're not going to have them in communion. You're not going to have them in baptism because that's not of Torah. We're going to get into all that in this series. We're still building foundation of what truth is as far as Torah. We haven't even gotten to the main yet. Working our way up. This is going to be a big construction because the problem is huge in Israel. So it's going to take some time to work on this project. It's a project. It's called truth. What is true? Because this area is so defiled in Israel, we're taking our time to build a strong foundation, then begin to build off of it. Because of the nation and because of the worship of Yeshua, and still into New Testament in this nation, is really baffling. How the Most High can pull you out of falsehood and you return there and use it to fool the minds of people. The judgment is going to be so severe, you're going to wish you never stepped foot in that kind of arena. It ain't worth it. No money in the world is worth it. You sold yourself out. Brothers have sold themselves out. It's not worth it in the end. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You'll see that. You'll understand it. If you don't understand it now, you will later. It was never worth it. Because the judgment is severe. Tamshiaki, verse 11. What else did he do?
2 Kings, chapter 23, verse 11. He also abolished the horses that the kings of Yehuda had designated for worship of the sun, which would race from the entrance to the temple of Yehovah to the office of Nethan Melech, the officer in the outlying area of the city.
Look at that.
Wow. So horse races established.
Horse racing.
Oh my goodness.
Worshiping the sun is horse racing. Huh?
Ain't that something?
The same thing. Horse races and gambling with the horses.
Wow.
Running around the track. Same. All
thing.
that stuff stems from idolatry.
Very interesting.
Sun worship. What did he do? He burned the chariots of the sun in fire. Sun worship.
Wow, I gotta write that one down.
Learned those practices from Egypt. Like Shlomo going to get horses from Pharaoh in Egypt. We learned those practices from Egypt. Sun gods. And that same sun god, S-O-N, is the same Constantine sun god, S-O-N. Jesus and Yeshua come from that same essence. Sun worship. Same thing. Same falsehood. He burned the chariots of the sun in fire. What else did he do? He really do some serious cleansing. Why? Because he fears Jehovah. Why? Because he heard Torah in his ear, and he's making a change in the nation.
Wow.
Verse 12.
2 Kings, chapter 23, verse 12. And the altars that were on the roof of the upper story built by Ahaz, which the kings of Yehuda had set up, and the altars that Manasseh had set up in the two courtyards of the temple of Yehovah, the kings smashed.
These are other kings. See how kings come up with religion? Other leaders come by, I'm anointed. Kings, men, coming up with their... Yeah, we had religion. Our kings was introducing religion, coming up with their own religion to the nation of Israel.
That's deep.
Even though we had Torah, it wasn't enough. We still come up with our own religion, setting up our own priests. We're still doing that. Men that rise up and say they're kings with no anointing on their heads. No anointing oil has been poured from a Kohen Gadol to put you in king position. Same thing. The kings of Yehuda, man, setting up all different kinds of religion amongst the nation of Israel. Making people do things that have nothing to do with law. Making pamphlets and different books outside of Torah that you have to follow. That got nothing to do with the will of Yehovah. Religion and religious practices in the nation of Israel.